Maya had always been invisible. At 23, she had perfected the art of blending into the background, her shyness a protective shell she wore like armor. Working at the Golden Terrace, an upscale restaurant downtown, she preferred the quiet rhythm of taking orders and serving meals without drawing attention to herself. Her voice rarely rose above a whisper, and she communicated more through gentle smiles and attentive gestures than words. It was a Thursday evening when everything changed. The restaurant buzzed with its usual crowd of business executives and wealthy patrons. Maya was clearing table 7 when she noticed an elderly woman sitting alone near the window, her silver hair catching the soft glow of the chandelier. The woman's hands moved gracefully through the air, signing to herself as she studied the menu with a frustrated expression. Maya's heart recognized something familiar in that frustration, a memory stirring from deep within her childhood. Without thinking, Maya approached the table and began signing. "Good evening, may I help you with the menu?" The woman's face transformed instantly, her eyes widening with surprise and then filling with tears of relief. They spent the next 20 minutes conversing in sign language, the woman's loneliness melting away with each gesture. Her name was Eleanor, and she explained how she rarely ventured out anymore because so few people understood her. Maya recommended the salmon with herb butter, signing descriptions of each dish with such vivid detail that Eleanor laughed, a soundless laugh that shook her shoulders with pure joy. Maya didn't notice the man watching from across the room. Daniel Morrison stood frozen by the bar, his expensive suit and commanding presence forgotten as he witnessed something he had never seen before. Someone was making his mother happy. Truly, genuinely happy. He had brought her here, hoping for a pleasant evening, then stepped away for a business call, leaving her alone for just 10 minutes. He had returned expecting to find her withdrawn and uncomfortable, as she often was in public spaces. Instead, he found her animated, engaged, her hands dancing in conversation with a young waitress who signed with such natural fluency that it looked like poetry. Daniel approached slowly, not wanting to interrupt. When Maya finally noticed him, she stepped back instinctively, her shyness returning like a curtain falling. But Eleanor grabbed her hand, signing frantically. "This is my son. Thank you for giving me this evening. You have no idea what your kindness means." Maya nodded, her cheeks flushing, and quickly excused herself to attend to other tables. But Daniel couldn't let her disappear. After his mother finished her meal, he asked to speak with the manager. Maya's heart sank when she was called to the office. Certain she had done something wrong, crossed some invisible line by spending too much time with a customer. Instead, she found Daniel standing there with an expression she couldn't quite read. "How do you know sign language?" he asked gently. Maya's voice came out barely above a whisper. "My younger brother was deaf. He passed away 5 years ago from leukemia. He was only 14. The words caught in her throat. "I haven't signed with anyone since then. It hurt too much, but when I saw your mother, I just couldn't walk away." Daniel's eyes glistened. "My mother has been isolated for years. After my father died, she withdrew from the world. She says people look at her like she's broken, treat her like she's invisible. Tonight is the first time in 3 years I've seen her smile like that." He paused, composing himself. "I own a foundation that supports accessibility initiatives. We're launching a program to train hospitality staff in sign language, to make restaurants and hotels more inclusive. Would you consider leading it, training others, sharing your gift?" Maya stared at him in disbelief. "I'm just a waitress. I'm not qualified to lead anything. I can barely speak in front of one person, let alone teach a group." "You're not just anything," Daniel said firmly. "You saw someone who needed kindness, and you gave it without hesitation. That's not something you can teach from a manual. That comes from the heart. And my mother asked specifically if you would visit her. She said talking with you felt like finding a piece of home." Over the following weeks, Maya's life transformed in ways she never imagined. She began visiting Eleanor twice a week, and their friendship bloomed like flowers after rain. The older woman became the mother figure Maya had lost when her own mother couldn't cope with her brother's death and left. Eleanor, in turn, found purpose again, helping Maya build confidence and overcome her shyness. Together, they developed a training curriculum that wasn't just about hand signs, but about truly seeing people, about connection and dignity. 6 months later, Maya stood before a room of 50 hospitality workers, her hands trembling only slightly as she signed and spoke simultaneously. Eleanor sat in the front row, her face radiant with pride. Daniel watched from the back, marveling at the transformation of the shy waitress who had blessed his mother with simple kindness. But the real miracle came at the end of the session when a young waiter raised his hand and signed his question instead of speaking it. Maya's eyes filled with tears as she realized what they had created, not just a program, but a movement toward a more compassionate world. That evening at dinner, Eleanor signed to her, "Your brother would be so proud. You've taken your grief and turned it into light for others." Maya signed back through her tears. "We all did it together." And for the first time since her brother's death, the weight of sorrow felt just a little bit lighter, replaced by something she thought she had lost forever: hope, purpose, and the healing power of human connection.